Most people think the only way to get her back is to text more, explain more, or fight harder for her attention. But what if that's exactly what's pushing her further away? The truth is, people often value what they fear losing, not what is always available. The moment you stop reacting to every silence, stop trying to prove yourself, and start focusing on your own life, the dynamic begins to change. She starts to notice your absence. She starts to wonder what changed. And that's when the real shift happens. In this video, you'll discover 6 powerful behaviors that make you more confident, more respected, and far more difficult to forget. Make sure you watch until the end, because the final lesson is the one that changes everything. Number 1. Give her space. The hardest thing to do when she becomes distant is often the very thing that helps you the most. Every part of you wants to send another message, ask another question, or search for one more explanation, because your mind tells you that if you can just say the right words, everything will return to how it was before. But every extra attempt to pull her closer when she is creating distance usually has the opposite effect. Instead of giving her room to think, you remove every chance for her to notice what life is like without you. You become available before she even has the opportunity to wonder where you are. This is why giving her space is not about playing games. It is about respecting yourself enough to stop forcing something that another person is not choosing freely. If she decides to become quieter, let that decision belong to her. If she takes longer to reply, let that happen without making it your full-time job to figure out why. You cannot build a healthy connection by carrying the entire weight of it alone. A relationship only works when 2 people willingly walk towards each other. The moment you become the only one moving, you are no longer building a relationship. You are chasing an outcome that depends entirely on someone else's decision. That is a dangerous place to live, because your happiness becomes tied to someone else's mood. Every notification controls your emotions. Every delay changes your day. Every small sign becomes something you overthink until you convince yourself there must be a hidden meaning behind it. That is not peace. That is emotional dependence, and it slowly steals your confidence without you even noticing. The stronger response is to accept reality exactly as it is, instead of trying to force it into what you wish it could be. If she wants distance, give it freely. If she needs time, let her have it. You do not lose value by stepping back. In fact, the opposite often happens. You regain your ability to think clearly, because your attention returns to your own life instead of revolving around someone else's choices. Suddenly, you sleep better because you are no longer waiting for your phone to light up. You begin enjoying your hobbies again because your day is not built around hoping she reaches out. You start reconnecting with friends, focusing on work, improving your health, reading, learning, training, and remembering that your identity existed long before she entered your life. That change matters because confidence is never created by convincing someone to stay. Confidence grows when you realize your life continues with purpose, regardless of another person's decision. Ironically, this is also when people begin to notice the difference. Someone who is constantly asking for attention often receives less of it, while someone who quietly invests in himself carries a presence that cannot be manufactured. People naturally respect those who remain steady when circumstances become uncertain. They notice someone who refuses to panic simply because another person becomes distant. This is not coldness. This is emotional discipline. It means you stop making permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. You stop assuming silence automatically means the worst possible outcome. You stop writing stories in your head that have no evidence behind them. Instead, you deal only with what is real. The reality is simple. She either wants to invest in the connection or she does not. Your job is not to persuade her. Your job is to become the kind of man whose life keeps moving forward regardless of the answer. That shift changes everything because you stop living in fear of losing someone and begin living with gratitude for everything you already have. Your value is not measured by whether one woman chooses you. Your value is measured by the character you build every single day. The more you protect that character, the less desperate you become for anyone else's approval. That is the freedom every man deserves, because once you stop trying to force affection, you finally create room for genuine connection to grow naturally, and if it does not, you still walk away stronger than before. Number 2, let her wonder. One of the biggest mistakes a man makes is believing he must constantly explain himself in order to keep someone's attention. The moment she becomes distant, he starts giving updates she never asked for, trying to prove his loyalty, showing everything he is doing, and hoping that if she sees enough effort, she will suddenly appreciate him again. But attention that has to be earned through endless explanations rarely lasts because it is built on anxiety rather than confidence. A man who constantly tries to remove every question from another person's mind usually creates the impression that he is afraid of being misunderstood. There is strength in allowing your actions to speak before your words ever need to. When your life is full of purpose, you do not need to announce every achievement, every plan, or every emotion. You simply continue moving forward. If she becomes curious about what you are doing, let that curiosity exist without rushing to satisfy it. Curiosity is natural. It cannot grow when every answer is immediately handed over. This does not mean becoming mysterious for the sake of manipulation. It means recognizing that your entire life does not need to be placed on display for someone who is uncertain about investing in you. Protect your peace by keeping your focus where it belongs. Spend your energy becoming a stronger man rather than becoming a better advertiser for yourself. Too many men mistake visibility for value. They think posting more, explaining more, or seeking more attention will make them impossible to ignore. Real value rarely works that way. People remember consistency, discipline, calm decisions, and genuine confidence far longer than dramatic displays designed to attract attention. Imagine the difference between two men. One spends every day trying to prove he is worth choosing. The other quietly builds a life he enjoys, whether someone chooses him or not. Which man carries more confidence? Which man appears more secure? Which man would you trust with responsibility, leadership, or commitment? The answer is obvious because certainty always stands taller than insecurity. Your silence does not need to be loud. It simply needs to be honest. You are no longer trying to manage someone else's opinions. You are managing your own standards. If she becomes interested again, let her interest grow through observation instead of persuasion. If she reaches out with genuine intention, respond with respect rather than excitement that throws away all the progress you have made. Keep your emotions balanced. Continue living the life you have been building instead of dropping everything because one message appears on your phone. That message should never become the center of your universe. Your purpose, your health, your family, your work, your friendships, and your principles deserve that place instead. The surprising truth is that when your life is built on solid foundations, you stop worrying about whether someone is thinking about you because your days become too meaningful to spend chasing answers that may never come. You realize that peace is more valuable than constant uncertainty. You begin choosing relationships that bring stability rather than confusion. You stop rewarding inconsistency with unlimited access to your attention. Instead, you recognize that trust grows through repeated actions over time, not through emotional speeches or temporary excitement. This mindset changes every area of your life because you become less reactive and more intentional. You think before speaking. You observe before judging. You accept reality instead of arguing with it. That quiet strength becomes part of who you are, and people notice it without you asking them to. The greatest transformation is not that someone else suddenly sees your worth. The greatest transformation is that you finally see it yourself. Once that happens, your decisions become clearer, your standards become stronger, and your future is no longer controlled by uncertainty. You become a man who values peace over panic, purpose over approval, and lasting character over temporary attention. That is the kind of change that remains with you long after any relationship has ended, and it becomes the foundation for healthier connections, wiser choices, and a life directed by your own values instead of someone else's changing emotions. Number 3. Build your own life. Everything changes the day you stop measuring your progress by whether she notices you and start measuring it by the man you become when nobody is watching. Too many men place their entire future on hold because one woman becomes distant. Their motivation disappears. Their routine falls apart. The gym becomes empty. Their goals no longer matter. Their work suffers. Their confidence slowly fades because they begin believing that their happiness depends on someone choosing them. Nothing could be further from the truth. A strong life is never built around another person's attention because attention comes and goes. Real purpose remains even when everything else changes. This is where you take your power back. Instead of spending another evening wondering what she is thinking, spend that time becoming someone you are proud to be. Learn new skills, improve your finances, build your career one step at a time. Train your body until discipline becomes part of your identity instead of something you do only when life is going well. Read books that challenge your thinking. Spend time with people who expect more from you instead of encouraging you to remain stuck in the same cycle. Every small improvement creates momentum, and momentum slowly replaces the sadness that once controlled your days. You begin waking up with direction instead of anxiety. You stop reaching for your phone the moment you open your eyes because your mind is occupied with goals that actually improve your future. There is something deeply satisfying about knowing your progress no longer depends on another person's choices. That freedom cannot be taken away because it belongs entirely to you. If she notices the changes, that is simply a byproduct, not the objective. The objective is becoming a man whose confidence comes from the promises he keeps to himself. Every workout completed, every difficult conversation handled with maturity, every financial goal reached, every habit maintained, even when motivation disappears, builds a quiet confidence that nobody can give you and nobody can take away. Men often underestimate how attractive genuine purpose is because it cannot be faked. It shows in the way you speak, the way you walk, the way you handle disappointment, and the way you refuse to let temporary setbacks define your future. You stop comparing yourself to other people because your competition becomes the man you were yesterday. That single shift removes an enormous amount of pressure from your life. Instead of chasing validation, you begin chasing excellence. Instead of asking whether someone values you, you ask whether you are living according to your own standards. Those questions produce completely different lives. One leaves you constantly waiting for approval. The other builds unshakable self-respect. There will always be people who leave, change their minds, or fail to appreciate what you offer. You cannot control that. What you can control is whether you allow those moments to destroy your direction or strengthen your resolve. Every disappointment can either become another excuse to stop growing or another reason to build a future that no longer depends on uncertainty. That decision belongs to you every single day. Imagine looking back a year from now and realizing the hardest period of your life became the reason you transformed your health, your mindset, your finances, and your confidence. Suddenly, what once looked like an ending becomes the beginning of the strongest chapter of your life. That is why building your own life is not a distraction from the situation, it is the solution. It reminds you that your story is much bigger than one relationship. Your future is still waiting, your purpose is still calling, and every step you take towards becoming a better man moves you further away from fear and closer to the life you truly deserve. That is exactly why I am so excited to tell you that the Stoic Relationship Blueprint course for men has finally been completed after countless hours of work from me and the Stoic Tribe team, built from more than 2,000 years of timeless wisdom that has stood the test of time and carefully transformed into a simple step-by-step system that will help you stop overthinking, master your emotions, rebuild your confidence, develop unshakable self-respect, recognize unhealthy relationship patterns, make wiser decisions, and become the kind of man who leads his life with strength and purpose, giving you lifetime access to knowledge that can save you years of pain and uncertainty while completely changing the direction of your life. The course launches before the end of this week, and if you want early access to this life-changing blueprint before everyone else, comment Blueprint, because once you understand these principles and begin applying them one step at a time, you will never look at yourself, your relationships, or your future the same way ever again. Number 4. Never rush your reply. One message should never have the power to control your emotions, yet countless men allow a single notification to decide whether their day is good or bad. The moment her name appears on the screen, their heart races, their plans disappear, and every bit of patience they have worked to build vanishes within seconds. They reply immediately, not because they have carefully considered what they want to say, but because they are afraid the opportunity might disappear if they wait. That fear quietly communicates something they never intended to say. It tells her that her attention carries more value than their own time. Your time is one of the few things you can never earn back, so treat it accordingly. This is not about making someone wait out of pride or trying to create artificial distance. It is about refusing to abandon your own priorities every time someone reaches out. If you are working, finish your work. If you are spending time with family, remain present. If you are training, learning, resting, or enjoying your day, continue doing exactly that. Respond when it naturally fits into your life rather than allowing someone else's schedule to dictate your own. This simple habit changes more than your texting. It changes your mindset. You stop acting from fear and begin acting with intention. You discover that nothing terrible happens because you waited. In fact, you become calmer because your life is no longer built around constant interruptions. Every reply becomes a choice instead of an emotional reaction. That difference is enormous because emotional reactions often create regret. They lead to over-explaining, saying too much, apologizing unnecessarily, or trying to restart conversations that have already ended. A measured response shows maturity because it comes from clarity rather than panic. It also protects your dignity. You no longer chase conversations that are one-sided. You no longer carry interactions that require constant effort from only one person. Healthy communication flows naturally between two people who genuinely want to be part of each other's lives. It should never feel like a full-time job just to keep someone's attention. If every conversation leaves you exhausted, uncertain, or constantly wondering where you stand, pay attention to that instead of ignoring it. Your peace matters. The right connection should add to your life, not consume it. This is also where patience becomes one of your greatest strengths. Patient men make better decisions because they refuse to let temporary emotions become permanent actions. They observe before reacting. They think before speaking. They give situations enough time to reveal the truth instead of rushing to conclusions. That approach protects them from unnecessary mistakes and helps them recognize whether someone's interest is genuine or simply convenient. Over time, you stop craving instant answers because you realize that clarity often arrives when you give life enough space to unfold naturally. Your confidence no longer depends on immediate reassurance. It comes from knowing that whatever happens next, you are capable of handling it with self-respect intact. That confidence reaches every part of your life. You become more composed under pressure, more focused on your goals, and less distracted by uncertainty. Instead of waiting for someone else to decide your worth, you quietly continue building a life that reflects it every single day. That is the mindset that changes not only relationships, but the man you become for the rest of your life. Number 5. Let your actions speak. One of the greatest mistakes a man makes after a relationship becomes uncertain is believing that words alone can change another person's mind. He explains himself over and over again. He writes long messages, hoping she finally understands how much he cares. He promises that things will be different. He tries to convince her that she is making the wrong decision. Yet every conversation leaves him more exhausted because nothing really changes. That is because words lose their value when they are not supported by consistent actions. Anyone can make promises during emotional moments. Anyone can say they have changed. Real change never needs to be announced because it becomes obvious over time. This is why your energy should never be spent trying to persuade her that you are becoming a better man. Spend that energy actually becoming one. Let your daily choices tell the story instead of your conversations. Wake up with purpose. Keep the commitments you make to yourself. Become reliable even when nobody is watching. Develop habits that improve your life whether she notices them or not. Every time you choose discipline over excuses, you strengthen your character. Every time you refuse to complain and instead take responsibility for your own direction, you become someone people naturally respect. The truth is that people pay far more attention to what you consistently do than what you repeatedly say. If she sees a man who remains steady, focused, respectful, and emotionally balanced over weeks and months, she does not need a speech explaining that he has changed. The evidence is already there. At the same time, if your behavior stays the same while your words become bigger, the gap between what you say and what you do becomes impossible to ignore. Integrity is built when those two things match. That is what gives a man quiet confidence. He no longer needs to advertise his value because he knows it is reflected in the way he lives every day. This approach also protects you from wasting energy on trying to control another person's opinion. Some people will misunderstand you no matter how clearly you explain yourself. Some will choose to leave even when you have done everything right. Accepting that truth removes an enormous burden from your shoulders because you stop trying to manage what you cannot control. Instead, you focus on becoming someone you admire. When your actions consistently match your values, you stop seeking constant reassurance because your own standards become enough. That is real confidence. It does not come from hearing compliments or receiving attention. It comes from knowing you have earned your own respect. Ironically, that is often when other people begin respecting you as well. They notice a man who does not waste his life trying to impress everyone around him. They see someone who quietly handles his responsibilities, keeps improving, and refuses to let temporary emotions pull him away from his purpose. That kind of strength cannot be borrowed, copied, or faked. It is built one decision at a time. So instead of asking yourself what you can say to make her think differently, ask yourself what kind of man you are becoming while she is making her own decisions. That question has the power to transform your future because it places your attention exactly where it belongs. The answers you are looking for are not found in another conversation. They are found in the life you build through your daily actions. Long after words are forgotten, your character remains, and your character will always speak louder than anything you could ever say. Number 6. Choose yourself first. Everything in your life begins to change the moment you stop placing yourself at the bottom of your own priorities. Too many men spend years proving their loyalty, giving endless chances, ignoring clear signs that their needs are not being respected, and convincing themselves that if they simply try harder, everything will eventually work out. They sacrifice their peace to avoid disappointing someone else. They stay in situations that drain them because they are afraid of being alone. They lower their standards because they believe having someone is better than having nobody. Yet every compromise slowly takes away a piece of their confidence until they barely recognize the man they once were. Choosing yourself first is not selfish. It is necessary. It means recognizing that your time, your energy, your peace, and your future have value. It means refusing to build your entire identity around keeping another person happy while neglecting your own well-being. A healthy relationship should never require you to abandon your principles just to keep it alive. If you constantly have to ignore your instincts, silence your concerns, or accept behavior that leaves you confused, something is no longer serving your growth. Strong men do not measure success by whether they can hold on to every relationship. They measure success by whether they remain true to themselves throughout every experience. That mindset changes everything because you stop asking whether someone will choose you and begin asking whether they truly deserve a place in your life. That single question restores your confidence because it reminds you that relationships should always be mutual. Respect should move in both directions. Effort should move in both directions. Commitment should move in both directions. When only one person is carrying the weight, the connection becomes exhausting instead of fulfilling. You deserve better than constantly wondering where you stand. You deserve conversations that bring clarity instead of confusion. You deserve consistency instead of uncertainty. That does not mean expecting perfection from anyone. It means expecting honesty, respect, and genuine effort, because those qualities are the foundation of every lasting relationship. The moment you begin protecting your own peace, something remarkable happens. You stop accepting situations that once seemed normal. You become more selective with who receives your time and attention. You stop confusing emotional excitement with genuine compatibility. You recognize that someone who truly values you should never leave you constantly questioning your worth. At the same time, you also become a better man because your confidence is no longer built on external approval. It grows from within. You understand that your happiness is your responsibility, your discipline is your responsibility, your future is your responsibility. Nobody else can build those things for you. Once you accept that truth, life becomes much simpler. You no longer chase people who repeatedly show they are unwilling to invest in you. You no longer lose sleep trying to decode mixed signals. You no longer allow uncertainty to consume your days. Instead, you continue moving towards the future with confidence, knowing that the right people will appreciate the man you have become without needing to be convinced. If she returns with honesty and genuine intention, you can consider it from a position of strength instead of desperation. If she does not, your life continues to move forward because your purpose was never dependent on one person. That is the greatest victory of all. You become a man who respects himself enough to protect his peace, pursue his goals, and build a life filled with meaning. The relationship no longer defines you, your character does. That is what lasts. That is what creates lasting confidence. And that is the version of yourself worth fighting for every single day. Your greatest victory is never getting someone back. It is becoming a man who can never lose himself again. And if you're ready for that transformation, comment, "I choose strength," like this video, and subscribe to help more men discover these timeless principles before they waste years chasing approval instead of building themselves. If you want to go even deeper, the Stoic Relationship Blueprint ebook for men, filled with more than 2,000 years of timeless principles you can apply immediately to your life and relationships, is linked in the comments, and it is now available as an audiobook so you can listen while walking, jogging, driving, or training, because this is the kind of wisdom that is too often overlooked in a world that profits from confusion rather than clarity. And there's more to come. The Stoic Relationship Blueprint course for men launches later this week after months of relentless work by me and the Stoic, transforming those same time-tested principles into a complete step-by-step system that will help you master your emotions, rebuild your confidence, strengthen your relationships, and save yourself years of pain with lifetime access to knowledge you can return to whenever life tests you. Because now it's your turn to stop merely admiring these principles and start living them every single day.